Hey guys, in this video, I'm going to be going over what is Foreshadow and showing you my free Foreshadow PDF located in my Discord. So what is Foreshadow? Foreshadow are hints that will help you or the reader or viewer predict what's going to happen later on in the story or in the movie. So let's dive into a quick example, and at the very end, after I go over my PDF, I'll have a perfect example of a TV show that uses Foreshadow perfect. So the breadcrumbs for foreshadowing have to make sense to the reader. It cannot just throw them in every sort of different direction just because you want to throw them off to have a good twist. If you want to have a good twist, you have to have good writing, and in able to do that, you got to know what the twist is so you can leave small breadcrumbs throughout your story, so when the big reveal happens, the whole audience could be shocked and surprised. And then when you have people who want to analyze your story, they can finally pick up on those breadcrumbs, like, oh, that's what happens. One of my perfect examples I'll be using later on is about Supernatural, about Dean Winchester and all the stuff he says, and same with Sam Winchester and what Dean says to him, and pretty much what he wants. And those things that are being said kind of foreshadows how the ending of the series is going to be. Okay, guys, so this is going to be the free foreshadowing worksheet that you're going to be able to get in my Discord, which is in the description below. Just head on over there, and I have everything lined up. So if you want to learn about foreshadowing, it'll just take you to another video. Plus, you get this worksheet as downloadable for PDF. Let me remove myself so you can actually see the worksheet. Okay, so as you can see, these are the 4 questions that I'm going to be asking. It's what are you trying to hint at the beginning, right? You want to start setting up the breadcrumbs as soon as possible. What is the twist from that hint? What are the possible twists for your story? So just think of what your story's about. Is there any way you can try to fool the audience in a way that's not forced, right? You never want to force anything. And then what are some possible hints for those different plot twists? So you can make multiple sheets. Since they're all PDFs, you can download them multiple times, make copies, and use it, right? For each plot twist, just be like, oh, maybe I can do this. Maybe these are what can happen, right? So while we're looking at this worksheet and while I'm talking, I want you to try to visualize what your story is. I know a lot of people don't know the ending. I write backwards, so I like to know the ending, and then I try to fill in the blank from there. By knowing the ending, for me, it's easier to kind of like, oh, well, I can do this kind of a twist, this, right? So I have a general idea of what the ending will be, but as you know, whenever you write a story, the stories do change because they take a life on its own, right? It's just naturally flowing, and that's exactly what you want to do when you're writing. So think about your story, whether it's a romance, whether it is an action, sci-fi, horror, thriller, anything like that. Think about what your ending is, and think about, do you want to have hints that could be shown? It doesn't even have to be a twist, it could just be like my example I'll use later on. They're saying like, oh, I'm not going to make it through this. Oh, I'm not going to make it through this. Man, I would die trying to save somebody. And by them saying that, they're already foreshadowing. They're telling the audience without the audience knowing, like, hey, I will die to save you. And then when you get to the part where everything's like going crazy, or zombies are coming, or it's a war, and then you have the character who said they would die for them, guess what? They're going to sacrifice themselves because they already hinted, right? They foreshadowed what's about to come. They're giving the audience information about what could possibly happen, which majority of the time it will happen. And that is what a foreshadow is. They're using these breadcrumbs of them saying, hey, I'll sacrifice myself for you. Oh, hey, what did you do? Maybe you don't know the character, but then someone that's like, hey, man, this character, he got shot a few times. He took all the bullets saving a kid or whatever. Or the guy has burned all over. He rescued a kid from a fire, jumped out of a 2-story building, landed on his side, so he has all this broken ribs. He's burnt, but the kid survived. No harm to the kid, right? So then later on, he's going to be like, yeah, he's a hero. So when you get towards the end of a movie again, like let's say Backdraft, like an example, where there's fire and stuff, the firefighter is going to go in and save his brother, save whoever it is, because that's kind of what their job is, but they're also a hero inside. So, since we kind of went over what the breadcrumbs are, we kind of went over what are some type of foreshadowing. It doesn't have to be a big twist. I mean, foreshadowing, you could have some nice twists, but it could just be something subtle, like a character's falling in love with each other, right? If you're writing a romance or anything, a rom com, right? A character dying for somebody, right? Like an action, or something dramatic, like, oh man, I wish I could buy my childhood home. Like, I wish that this could happen. And then an opportunity presents itself and they're able to buy it, right? They're just foreshadowing these little things that are to come. But for most foreshadows, it's kind of, they like to use it for plot twists, because that's what I do it for. But these are two questions here that are important. Do you need the foreshadow? Right, like I was saying, you don't want to throw anything in that's not necessary. You don't want to force anything just because you want to have a cool plot twist or anything like that, right? So think of it that way, like, is it necessary, right? And if it is necessary, why is it important? Why does that twist have to happen? Is it just to give the audience a reaction, just to throw them for like, oh my gosh, Uh, Again, a lot of times for me, I like to do that to surprise the audience, but it comes naturally because that's the way the story's flowing. That's what's been showed so far. So when you're looking at this worksheet, try to be like, what do you want for an ending? Do you want to have a plot twist? Do you want to just give these small little details to have a big reveal, even if it's nothing so drastic as a plot twist, just a character buying their dream home, right? Or a character like Pursuit of Happiness, he's able to finally take care of his son because he worked so hard, and they foreshadow how hardworking what he's going through, all this suffering to show his success later down the line. Okay, so I really hope that helped you a lot about understanding what foreshadowing is. What are some of the examples for foreshadowing? So if you're still confused, hang on. I got one last amazing example from my favorite CW TV show, Supernatural. It went 15 seasons, but throughout the whole time, Sam and Dean are kind of hinting at how the ending of the series will be, right? How the last episode will be. And you're going to see here, Dean Winchester keeps saying, this is my life, man. Like, I never escaped the hunter's life. I'm going to die in the hunter's life. And he's like, Sammy, you went to college. You were a straight A student. You have a future. You could have a regular life with kids and a wife, because that's what he's always talked about throughout the entire series. So we're going to jump into the show so you can listen to exactly what the foreshadowing part is. And I hope you enjoy it because it's going to be sad, especially if you know Supernatural. The best example to show and explain foreshadowing comes from the CW Supernatural TV show, which it's my favorite and I've watched it since day one. The two foreshadowing events that I will show is when Dean Winchester tells Sam, his brother, that he's going to die on the job hunting supernatural creatures and that he wants Sam to live a long and normal life before he dies. And guess what? Spoiler alert, he dies saving kids and killing vampires. And then we get to see Sam grow old, have a family, and die. So throughout every season, Dee keeps foreshadowing how the series will end. So here's the clip of Dean saying how he's going to die in the previous seasons, and then he dies in the last episode and then goes to heaven. Super sad, guys. I bawled my eyes out.
I know how my story ends. It's at the edge of a blade or the barrel of a gun. You knew it was always going to end like this for me. I'll tell you what I do know, is that I'm going to die with a gun in my hand. 'Cause that's what I have waiting for me. That's all I have waiting for me.
It's supposed to end like this, right?
You know, saving people, hunting things.
Saving people, hunting things.
The family business.
It's what we do.
No, stop. Okay, just stop.
You died on the job. No better way to go.
You really believe that?
Yeah, what, you don't?
I see him.
So as you can see, Dean Winchester pretty much gave away the ending from season 1 on the very first episode when they're hunting the lady in white.
And as it goes forward, I'm going to show you this next clip of Sam Winchester getting his ending just the way Dean said that he wants Sam to have it. And that's by him growing old, having a family, and dying at an old age. So let's just jump right into the video of Dean telling Sam that he wants him to grow old.
I want you to get out. I want you to have a life. Become a man of letters, whatever. You with a wife and kids and grandkids living till you're fat and bald and chugging Viagra. That is my perfect ending. And it's the only one that I'm gonna get.
So as you can see, Dean Winchester is pretty much giving the viewers hints of what's going to come later down, since it's not a movie, it's a series, but later down the line. But again, for whoever's watched Supernatural, they can see that they do die a lot, like way more than they should, but they do die a lot, which is also foreshadowing that events will happen where Sam gets stabbed in the back, where Dean gets stabbed in the chest with the Archangel blade. So you do get to see all these things shown, at least told to you guys, foreshadowed to you guys before you actually even watch it. But of course, with foreshadowing, you got to pay attention to those clues to be able to spot them. And that's how good foreshadowing is done correctly.
I hope that helped you understand what foreshadowing is. I really hope that you enjoyed that Supernatural clip. Made me bawl my eyes out when that episode happened. I literally, weeks and weeks of just watching that last episode again, because it just, 15 years of watching them, and it's amazing. So I really hope that the foreshadowing was explained, at least in that clip, and then you can go on and use that free worksheet that is in my Discord, which is in the description below. But I'm also going to be updating and adding more worksheets to all the topics in there, but especially for foreshadowing, because I feel like I use it so much in almost every one of my stories, because I love to have plot twists. I love to say what's going to happen without the audience knowing. And then with the big reveal, I just love when there's a big reveal, because everyone's just like, oh my God. So I really enjoyed making this video. I really love watching the Supernatural, and I really hope you guys loved it as well. I will catch you guys on my next video. I love you 3000.